Before I start, I want to say l'chaim. I've prepared myself a glass of wine. Tonight is Chov Beis Shvat. Yotzei the Rebbe CHYE Mushka. Some people go into this business, before they go into a business, they have no vision. Why are you going into business? So at age 60 you want to retire? Retire right now. Is this why you're going in to make money? This is why you're going to open up a business? This is why you're going to work for the next 20, 30 years, you make a couple of $1 million, so what? So you don't have to work at age 60? Let me break the news to you, don't work now. And you reach your dream. If you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to be a businessman, I'm not talking about an employee, it's entrepreneurs over here, it says on the paper. You have to understand that you need to have a vision, you need to have a dream. What do you want to accomplish? Do you want to accomplish retirement? Do you want to accomplish fishing? Or do you want to accomplish something greater than you can imagine? Whatever it is. If it is you want to build the biggest stadium, if it is they want to be someone that gives every shliach of the Rebbe every month $1,000, whatever dream you have, whatever vision you have, whatever you want to do, make sure you have a clear vision. And with that clear vision, you wake up every morning. Let me explain to you something. When I decided, after I was a teacher, I had a period of time, I don't know if any of you remember, that I worked in the shuk. I made sure that the Fruity Pebbles and the Fruit Loops don't get mixed up, so people don't take by mistake a Fruit Loop instead of a Fruity Pebble. That the 9 centimeters pickles, the Israeli ones, the Bnei Darom, don't get mixed up with the 3 by 7 centimeters of pickles. I would walk around with a broom and pick out the rotten tomatoes from the tomato box. And people would walk in from my shul, from Beis Shmuel, and say, Duddy, look at you. And I say, yeah, look at me. I'm not afraid. I'm not embarrassed. I was a teacher. I thought I'm going to become a big businessman. I joined this company that failed. And right now, I will do whatever it takes to provide my family. But if it takes right now, that between now and what I'm going to do next to fulfill my dream, I have to stand over here in Empire, in the shuk, and pick tomatoes and potatoes, I'll do that. I'm not afraid. Gemara says, skin an animal in the market and don't become a beggar. And then I decided that I gotta move on to the dream I have. And my dream is to give back to the community, to the people, to the things I believe in. And my only way to be able to give back and help the shluchim, and help this community, and help soul to soul. Next week there's a big concert. It's a very, very close organization. I have a sister who is sick. I helped them in the past, and help other organizations, is by doing what I need to do. So I decided to go into the business that I'm in right now, to become a financial advisor with the insurance companies. Now, how do you go from putting tomatoes to enter a world? This is the scariest thing, you all know, but I have to make money. I have to make a living, I need to make a salary. What am I going to do? The minute I decided that I want to go for what I want to go, for my line of business, I left the store, I went to get licensed, whatever I need to get licensed. It was very hard for me because I didn't learn English in school. And I sat down with the books and audio and video, and I studied what I needed to study, and I failed the test 5 times, but on the 6th time, I passed. The state test took me 3 times, and I passed, because every morning I woke up and I said, I will not let go of the vision of the dream I have. And the minute I got my license, oh, because this was the business I wanted to get involved in. I walked in to the cellular store on Kingston Avenue, and I said, I want to have a BlackBerry. Those days I had a little StarTech, if you remember the phone, the StarTech. It doesn't exist anymore, a flip phone. I thought it was cool. I got myself a BlackBerry not knowing how will I pay. Those deals for BlackBerry in those days was a big deal. It was $86 just to have BlackBerry on your phone, emails and things like this. It was data and charges. Got myself a BlackBerry. Went up to Listen Direct, walked into a Remizons, got a friend of mine to co-sign for me, list myself a little Nissan Altima, because in the business that I'm in, I have to go see clients every day. I rented myself a little office in the office building where I work. And the first thing I did in my office is I called up, there was a guy, Asus, he's the guy who delivers the furniture to the building, and I said, get me a 4-story shelf, what is it called, where you keep your folders, keep the files, a file cabinet. Not the skinny ones, the ones that go up to here, and the long ones, and they have 4 drawers. And he says, Senor Farkush, you know, welcome, you don't have a phone line yet, you know. I said, don't worry, I'll get my phone line. And I ordered a phone line, and he delivered the big cabinet. And I called Staples, and I said, deliver me a lot of hanging folders. And every morning, I would walk into the office at 8:15. I finished davening at 8:50 I was office. I would open up the drawer, and look at the folders, and touch it with my hand. And I said, one day, this is going to be full. Guys, it was 2007. December of 2007. January, I would walk into the office and say, one day it's going to be full. In February 2008, 4 years ago, exactly today, I started filling up that file cabinet. Today, I told my office staff to please tell me how many files of clients are inside the file cabinets. I have 2 already. There are 896 clients that I have in my file cabinets. Everybody was making fun of me. Because first thing, you know what Duddy Farkush did? He got himself a BlackBerry. And first thing, you know what he did? He got himself a file cabinet. And you know, he got himself hanging folders and manila folders and pens and erasers. But I want to tell you one more thing. The first 2 years, I never sat by my chair, by my desk. I remember my father came to visit me in my office, like after I was in the business for almost a year, and the general agents, the guys at work, told my father that we put a nail into this seat, but he never came to complain yet. We guess he didn't sit down yet. What am I saying? It's not because I have a mission, even though it's a mission that is kind of a turning off mission for most Americans. You know, life insurance is nothing exciting. They say if you go on a plane and the guy sits next to you, I read this joke once, if the guy that sits next to you bothers you, you tell him you sell life insurance, he won't bother you your whole flight. I got myself involved in a business, but I got involved with all my passion. Life insurance became my passion. So far, that my first year in the business, I was chosen as Man of the Year of one of the largest insurance companies of America. In 2008, I made a Kiddush Hashem and Kiddush Shem Lubavitch. I was the first Flum guy with a beard and a big yarmulke and tzitzis to stand in front of 4,000 people who consider themselves the smartest financial advisors in the United States of America, in Disney World, in a big convention center, and everybody over there has a title to his name. I don't even know how to say the PhD, DHF, I don't know what it's called, BA, MA, LLC, CCF, I just don't know. I remember they asked me what title to put next to my name, so I said, right, PhD. Mr. Farkush, are you a PhD? I say, yeah, I think I have a public high school diploma. I think I probably don't. Then I served on the executive committee of one of the largest companies in America. And then my title is Duddy Farkush, Crown Heights, Brooklyn. And I want to tell you, when the people there sitting there 50, 60, 70 years old, and when I got up to speak, and this video is available on the website of some of the companies, I said one thing. The reason that I am successful in this business is because every morning I wake up and I say, I have a dream that I have to accomplish. What can I do today to make someone's lives better? I have a shlichus. Feel like that your business is a shlichus. And I want to conclude with one little story. Now that you know not to be afraid, now that you know that to take your dream to the next level, actually do something and don't be afraid. And I'm not going to tell you, you can read Donald Trump's book and he tells you what to do and not to raise things and not to play with the big guys and to be a big shot, which is very important. You know, they say if you go to sleep with the dogs, you wake up with fleas. My biggest joy that I have is when I see young people succeed. Even in my business, I have 2 young Lubavitchers that came in the most recent years. And I'm doing everything in my strength and my power. I use my underwriting team. I use my connections that I have in the companies to help them achieve the highest levels of achievement. Because in this business, in any business, helping each other, doing a favor for another, you have to have a chush in doing a favor. Because what goes around comes around. If you do the right thing for somebody else, you're going to end up doing the right thing for you.
We're going to ask Stephen, who's been listening in, to share for 2 minutes from his observations of tonight.
Sure. Thank you, gentlemen. And wow, you know, we came in and we had a meeting and there was about 10 of us and it multiplied. This is fantastic. This is fantastic. So I want to say thank you for everybody for coming out and that was an amazing speech. I took notes for myself, you know, that I come by and as I'm counseling people and trying to help people kind of get their business started and try to get them strategies of how to achieve their goals. These are all words and ideas that we hit on. Words like explore what it is that you want to do. Okay? Make sure that you have a plan, even from getting from one day to the next. A plan doesn't have to be this big thing. It could be just getting from one step to the next. Get as much information as you can. Because you can never have enough information about what you want to do. Ask people. You be surprised that you get information from the strangest places and from the strangest people. Work hard. Because there's no other way to work. Work is hard. Right? Otherwise it wouldn't be work. So you must always work hard. I really, and this is something that when he said it, it struck a chord in me, is that, and I tell this to people all the time, that there's no such thing in this world as problems. There are only challenges. And we're meant to overcome those challenges. And as an entrepreneur, it's in your DNA to be able to identify strategies to get over those challenges and to come up with ways to do things. It's not just getting from point A to point B in a straight line. It might be that you have 4 or 5 stops to go. But if we learned anything tonight is you get up every day and you say, how am I going to take that step forward? What am I going to do again to reach my goal? Wonderful, wonderful thing. Fearless. That's a really hard thing to do, to be fearless. And to not be afraid to work hard. And I think what's key in that is, who are you working for? You're working for your dream, you're working to support your family, you're working to support your community. That's what gives you that passion, that drive to get up every morning and know that you're maybe not doing something that you like today, but tomorrow you're going to reach your goal. Really having that vision and being persistent and staying focused and keep taking one step after another. You have a community of people that support you. There's a network of organizations that can provide support. We're one of them. We're one. And we'd be more than happy to continue to work with each and every one of you in talking, and we have a lot of services, and we'd be more than happy to talk with all of you about it. But the idea is to not be afraid to work hard. Whatever your idea is, if you have that passion to make it happen, and you believe in it, it will happen. Okay? So, our information for who we are is on the table in the front. We stapled my business card to that. By all means, feel free to email me or to call our offices. We're looking forward very much to continue working with the young gentleman and with Rabbi Wordy in seeing how far we can make this go. I'd be so excited to be able to work with anybody here who's looking to continue down this path, and we are here to help in whichever capacity that we can. So thank you for inviting us. Appreciate it.